Welcome back to the Great Canadian Nerd. Today's episode, we're moving into Aliens. Now, with Aliens, obviously the sequel to Ridley Scott's extremely successful Alien. One thing I realized I didn't show in the last feature was just how these discs are stored in the Alien Anthology Collection. Now you see, you get this cardboard booklet here. I'm not one for having my discs stored in paper, in cardboard, because if you're using this as the main storage medium, when you're moving them in and out, unless you're extremely careful, you can slightly scratch your disc. And over time, those slight scratches can become significant enough to cause issues in playback. So this is just showing you how it was stored for Alien. Okay, you get some beautiful artwork, and your disc is slipped right in here. Not a lot of room for it to slip in. The pages are thick enough to be able to compensate for it, but it's not the best. I would have preferred a jewel case myself. I understand jewel case would have driven the cost of this kit up, and having this kit already at time of purchase for me cost me $50. I'm disappointed that I paid $50 for it. However, this time I don't store my discs in here. I store my discs in fabric sleeves, in CD case logic binders. They're safer. I personally find that they're safer. Now, here we go. Today's topic, as I said, it's Aliens. Now, Aliens was actually the very first of this franchise that I saw. I actually have quite a vivid memory of it. I was about 6 years old, and the time living, of course, back home with my parents. I woke up in the middle of the night from having a bad dream, and my bedroom backed right onto the living room, so if I opened up my door, it was right into the living room. Now, I heard someone up in the living room. I saw that there was light coming through the crack of the door, so my dad was up watching a movie. So, oh, okay, well, I had a bad dream, I'm going to go talk to Dad. I open the door, kind of rubbing my eyes, and look up, saying, "Oh, Dad, I had a bad dream." Wouldn't you know it, at that exact scene, that exact time, I bring my hand down from my eyes, I look up, I'm facing the TV screen. What do I see on the TV screen? The alien queen ripping Bishop in half, throwing him down to the ground, and then threatening Sigourney Weaver. I go dead silent, step back into my bedroom, close the door, and I crawled under my covers for the rest of the night. Because of that, I didn't actually watch Aliens for a long time. I was, embarrassing to say, I was 16 the first time I actually sat through this movie in its entirety. A couple of times before then I had watched the power loader scene, but I found Aliens it was just a little too creepy for me because I kept having that vivid memory of the Queen. So that was my personal experience with it. Talking more, let's move on to the disc. On this disc, you'll get the 1986 theatrical version. You'll also get the 1991 special edition with introduction by James Cameron. Now, it's not a video introduction like the Ridley Scott one was for Alien. It's a still image with voiceover. And that's... it leaves a little to be desired, but I understand why they have to do what they do, and it worked for this movie. It worked pretty well. You also got scenes showing some of the deleted stuff that had been extended back into the movie. Now, with audio commentary, you get only one audio commentary for this one. And this audio commentary is packed. And I mean packed. Director, James Cameron. Producer, Gail Ann Hurd. You get the alien effects creator, Stan Winston. You get visual effects from Robert Skotak and Dennis Skotak. You'll get miniature effects by Pat McClung, and then you get Michael Biehn, Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen, Jeanette Goldstein, Carrie, and Christopher Henn. So you're getting a good decent amount of actors in there. You're getting special effects guys, miniature guys, director, producer. Not bad. That's a decent mix for having a commentary. Again, brought back from Alien, they brought into the final theatrical isolated score and the composer's original isolated score. Both of these, again, this time around are done by James Horner. And if you watch the making of, there was a little bit of a feud going on between James Cameron and Gale Anne Hurd versus James Horner. They wanted everything done right now, and that just isn't possible. Composing takes time. And he wasn't working fast enough for them. That was the problem. We also have deleted and extended scenes on this disc. And going into the special features mode for Aliens, we get pre-production, post-production, production, and how everything worked out at the end. It's intercut pretty well. You get more information from the actors and actresses. In fact, you get some interesting stories at times. You get to see, just what they were doing, like test models of how the power loader was built. If you want to see what made the Queen so terrifying, the Queen's actually a hydraulic head, and it's two guys laying side by side inside the body. Each person will have one arm out for the big Queen hand and one arm in for the small hand. And trying to coordinate their movements with two people laying sideways like that, hidden behind a bunch of rubber, well, it can definitely be a little difficult. It's out of the four, it is my more favorite movie. I do watch Aliens a lot more than I watch any other of the series. I just find that it's a better fit. It's a better meshed movie. I like Aliens as an action movie with horror plots versus Alien with its horror and thriller. I found Aliens to be a little bit more terrifying because there's just so many of them and they keep coming. So, honestly, I do think this is a very fine addition to the cassette. A lot of people do love the movie as well. I have no problem mocking the movie when I'm watching it. For example, when you got the Marines walking through the corridors, excuse me guys, you're properly trained military Marines. You have enough people. You should be walking down a staircase, one person looking forward, one looking behind, one left, one right, one at the floor, one at the ceiling, and anybody who's left over covering other gaps. No, let's just all walk and do our own thing. Yeah. You didn't take the job seriously, did ya? Yeah. That'll be it for today, people. Coming up next, see part 3 of this series. I'm going to talk about what's a little bit of a rough spot for this series. I'm going to talk about Alien 3.